Right, stop. It's a good thing we had this rehearsal, Austin. Right, come here, everybody around the car. Read me what it's got down in that schedule.
Royal car turns into Clinker Street. Prolonged spontaneous ovation.
You hear that? Prolonged, spontaneous ovation. Now, let me explain to you what that means. Prolonged means once you've started, you keep it up. I know that's a new concept for some of you, but today you're going to make the effort. Spontaneous means once you've been told, you don't need telling again. Ovation means...
Cheering, Father.
I know what it means, Austin. It means that when the Prince comes past this afternoon, I want a cheer that lifts the roofs off. And if I don't hear it, I'll be round tomorrow morning to have the roofs lifted off for you. This is an occasion of great joy and happiness.
A day for feeling it's truly great to be British.
Exactly. I want a forest of flags and a sea of smiling faces. It's no use you pushing to the front row. Them with teeth, Evolution's darlings, come to the front.
Aye, Bradley Hardacre, catamite of Belial, cursed be thy basket and thy kneading trough. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 17.
Shakespeare has an answer to that, Mrs. Fairchild. I'll be round to see you tomorrow morning, as you like it. Acts 1 to 5.
So they've come at last, my complimentary copies. Doesn't it look well? Poetic gems, glimpses from a lady's casement by Lady Patience Hardacre. Hillman, take this to the Fairchild house in Clinker Street. No, wait. I'll take it myself. He broke my heart. I want to be there when his heart breaks.
Isn't it marvellous to see Mother on her feet again? She seems to have picked up the old walking pretty quickly.
I don't wish to discuss your mother's legs, Austin. I'll just remind you there's many an old cow has a fine pair of calves. Ah, the post stop. Now this, if I'm not mistaken, will be the ceremonial trowel.
A gold trowel, Father?
This solid gold trowel was presented to His Royal Highness to mark the foundation of the Bentley Hardacre Memorial Maternity Wing, endowed out of his own pocket by Bradley Hardacre.
Father?
I've left a space where you can get my title engraved. Bradley Hardacre, philanthropist and warm friend of the mother-to-be, who continued on next trowel.
I still say gold is extravagant to the point of vulgarity, Father.
In questions of style, Austin, your brother Morris is a better judge.
You mean this gold trowel was his idea?
I do indeed. Does my heart good to see him take an interest.
So it's come at last. The golden trowel, the catalyst of evolution.
In years to come, that trowel may be as celebrated as the hammer and sickle.
The what?
Morris, really, you ought to be familiar by now with the tools of the proletariat.
It's not for want of trying, Guy, believe me. Oh, when the gold of that trowel converts the otherwise stable and harmless SPD into a molecular maelstrom.
Morris, we still have to substitute the SPD for the cement at the Royal Laying.
Don't worry, Guy. The man Fairchild will be our cat's paw.
Isabel! Isabel, wait! You're not riding, not Brass Beauty.
Yes, what of it?
But I must have Brass Beauty.
Must? Why must you?
I'm going to ride Brass Beauty through the streets of Utterly with no clothes on.
He never has any clothes on.
Not the horse, me!
Is this the residence of the Fairchilds?
We want no charity Bibles from kindly folk in Africa.
I bring no Bibles. I'm looking for Matthew Fairchild.
He's gone for the pea.
The pea?
Aye, for his dinner. 'Tis a garnish for his humble sausage.
You're the cook, are you? Call your mistress here.
Just whose mistress are you talking about?
I'm talking about your mistress. And my husband's. Agnes Fairchild.
Now I know who you are. You are the temptress men are calling the wicked lady. Lady Patience Hardacre. The seducer of my son in the first bloom of his beautiful manhood.
So, you are not the cook. You're the one they call Red Agnes. How apt for a scarlet woman. I think of you as my husband's vintage port. He laid you down ages ago, but keeps going back for a swig. But now I see you're nothing but a cheap old ruby, a case of any port in a storm.
You upbraid me You trollop!
Slut.
Harlot!
Trowel.
Drab!
Me drab.
Messalina!
Just a moment, I've missed a turn.
Strumpet! Floozy! Moll! Doxy! Oh, yes, we may be poor, but we're great readers in this house, and I bought up my Matt the same.
Your Matt, as you call him, is not content to remain a reader. He fancies himself a writer. Well, give him that. He'll find he couldn't be wronger.
Fairchild? Fairchild? Oh, there you are.
Why, man, what is the matter with you? Your knuckles are white and the pulse is beating a rapid tattoo in your temple.
No, I'm all right, I tell you.
That is not what your mother believes, man. She's fearful worried about you. Now, come down off that ladder. Let me have a look at you.
No, I can't come down. I can't come down, I tell you.
You've lost your nerve, laddie, haven't you?
Yes, Doctor, I have. Oh, it's all right going up. The higher I get, the more right I feel. I look down, see 150 feet, and I think, well, if I fell, there'd be plenty of time on the way down. You could think of something. But when you're climbing down, and you see the drop getting shorter and shorter, and the ground below getting harder and harder, I suppose you think I'm a coward.
I do not, Jack Fairchild. There is a scientific basis for your fear. Indeed, I've known many cases of bodies falling from a great height. I've never known one that came to any harm until the very last inch of the descent. Aye, it's that foot just above the ground which is the danger zone.
And I'm not different.
While your 2 feet are on the ground, you're as normal as the next man, which in your case happens to be me, which should be a comfort to you. Now, 1, 2.
So the last 2 wrongs, Doctor. Come down for me dinner yesterday. Got to bottom rung. Couldn't do it. Had to go back up. Yeah, I were hungry.
Man, then why do you do it?
It's the only way I can make something of myself. Rise in the world.
Fairchild, you have overdrawn your account at the Bank of Good Fortune. And I tell you this. You climb that chimney once more, and you'll find your work is falling off.
Poetic James, glimpses from a lady's casement by Lady Patience Ardaker. These poems are the flowers of evil. I know what kind of poems her mind will run to. All about young men from Buckingham and Uppingham and Wallasey. The flames shall have them.
Sorry I was so long, ma'am. I had to queue for the pea. What are you doing?
No, let the flames have it, son of mine.
Poetic Gems by Lady Patience Ardaker.
I can see the shock and revulsion on your simple, honest face. You see these poems for what they are.
Oh, aye, Mother. That I do. Burn them. Burn them!
Well, where art going, son of mine?
Nay, Mother. No man can tell thee that. A poet's but a strolling player that struts and frets his mortal coil about a bit. And then, bang, bang, brief candle.
Matt?
I know you, don't I? Fairchild, isn't it? Hey, fancy you, a busy young man remembering my name. No wonder your family has won the hearts of all us common folk.
What are you doing? Hanging round here?
Well, I'm guarding foundation stone, Mr. Morris.
Guarding it? Well, who'd want to steal a thing like that?
No, it's not the stealing, it's the tampering. Like that business with Memorial Horse Trough. Night before its unveiling, someone nipped in with hammer and chisel. Well, it was supposed to read, for the refreshment of any horse in the parish. Well, it must be Tony Horse Trough at Northern Union that they've had to put a red light over.
Presumably, you're allowed to leave your post to answer a call of nature.
Oh, no, Mr. Morris, I wouldn't want to, not in your father's time.
It's deuced awkward, Morris. You said there'd be no problems.
Courage, mon brave.
You're lying, Fairchild.
Look at you. Knees tightly clenched, hands quivering. Beads of perspiration on what approximates to your brow.
It's my own fault, Mr. Morris. I must suffer consequences. Like a fool, I nipped into Jolly Cripple on my way here for a celebratory glass of Royal Visitation Ale.
You'll find what you're looking for in the hospital. We'll guard the stone.
Thank you, Mr. Morris. You're a saint in human form.
Do you know, Morris, you've a talent for this sort of thing. Kim and Donald and Anthony and I were discussing it the other day, and we all agreed you'd be the last of us to get caught.
Rule Britannia,
Doctor, where can I undress?
Ah, Miss Hardacre, I have been thinking about this madcap scheme of yours. In fact, I've been wrestling with it through many a sleepless night. I wonder, should you not reconsider?
But, Doctor, it was your idea.
I know, but I hadn't considered the full implications. Imagine, Miss Hardacre, the effect of your naked form surmounted on the sinewy animal majesty of brass beauty, in close proximity to a substantial amount of leatherwork and straps of a greater or shorter length. See what I'm trying to say?
You mean it will cause carnal cravings?
Aye, much needless suffering with no prospect of relief.
I have vowed to make my protest, Doctor.
I know, and I'll be the last person to ask a lassie to break her vow. Indeed, I think I have the answer to your dilemma. You, Miss Hardacre, will make your protest behind the locked doors of this hospital, and I am willing to be your witness and to report your selfless sacrifice to the good people of the town.
No, Doctor. A good deed must not only be done, it must be seen to be done. And I must be seen to ride naked through the streets of Utterley and lend my poor body to the townsfolk's protest march.
We're ready for march, Agnes.
Yeah, we mun wait for our Matt. I don't know where he's got to.
We mun leave now, Agnes, if we're to waylay Prince on road to Bishop's Tipping.
Agnes! I won't tell you so much.
Nay, I'll not listen. It'll only be lick, spittle and toadying to Bradley Hardacre. We mun protest about the rents.
There, lass, there. I want to join in, March, like.
George! You stand me up like a man again? Like the man you used to be years ago?
George, lad, you march behind banners with us. No, I'm not getting stuck behind no banner. I want to see lots.
Oh, never worry, man of mine. You'll get to see the prince.
Who's worried about him? It's Charlotte Hardacre I want to see. She's riding naked through town on that big horse.
Riding naked?
Through town?
On that big horse. Ain't it good? Just to shame my father about putting up rents like. We mun march shoulder to shoulder with her.
Aye.
No. Best if we're behind. Happen just a bit in front.
Nay. There's not an eye in this town will light upon that maiden shame. Every man jack in this town, I and the women too, gets off the streets. They stay in their own homes and they draw the curtains.
You mean?
Aye. Ben, Wedgwood, take word to the marshalling point. The march is off.
You don't think the sash makes me look portly?
It makes you look like a big cigar of doubtful provenance, Bradley.
Cannot spoil this day for me, my dear. Nobody can do that now.
You suppose the Prince will be impressed by your spurious philanthropy?
He'll be impressed, my dear, when he sees what SPD can do out on the range tomorrow. That reminds me of the other parties replying to their invitations.
Yes, Father, the Germans have sent their military attaché, just in case.
Well, you better lay on some liverwurst and schnapps.
And the Italians already have a generalissimo here in Utterley, incognito, I may say.
I've spotted that ice cream cart knocking about. Well, he can look after his own refreshments.
And our own War Office will be thick on the ground.
That is their tradition, son.
You would sell your soul and even SPD to the highest bidder, wouldn't you, Bradley?
My loyalty to this country is unswerving, patience, and always has been. Now it lies in the hands of our rulers to make me an offer that no other country can match. The earldom.
Ah!
You may say what you like, my dear, but I am one of nature's aristocrats. How many orphan lads brought up on kicks and gruel in the old cottage workhouse?
Now the cottage hospital.
How many orphan lads, I say, could have taken the citadel by storm as I've done? My God, I've scaled those walls on ladders of my own making.
Father, the car is at the door.
Where's Morris? Where's Charlotte? Where's Isabel?
Charlotte refuses to share a platform with you.
What?
And as for Isabel, the last time I saw her, she was heading for the stables and Brass Beauty!
What?
Father, Morris isn't coming. He said he wouldn't be seen dead on the same platform as you.
Did he? Bad God. Well, for that impertinence, I'm cutting him out of the will.
Good thinking, Father. Get me Quibbles and Havers at Lincoln's Inn.
After the ceremony, Austin, I don't intend to be late.
My footsteps led me inexorably to the base of Big Tom. The chimney which for so many years had cast its grim shadow across the town of Utterly, and, like the finger of fate on the sundial of circumstance, marked each passing day. I realized it was no accident my footsteps had led me here. One impulse, and one impulse only, had grown to consume my every conscious thought. I would mount to this high place and cast myself into oblivion.
Right? Where am I going?
That's a very daft question now, Jack. How many places are there up this ladder? Goodbye, Jack. Look after Mother.
Matt! Matt! Hey! Come here! Come on, stop him. I can't. The doctor's warning. But I'm on.
Where's the surging throng?
What throng?
The throng that should be here, that's what throng.
Oh, God, Bradley, don't tell me you're pissed as well.
But, Miss Hardacre, in view of your plan, what is the point of you taking your clothes off behind the screen?
But I'm not protesting to you, Doctor. You're on my side.
I know. But somehow it seems very unfair that the enlightened should be denied the radiance of your firm young beauty, and the ungodly get the complete eyeful.
Am I too late?
Isabel, you here?
Charlotte, I can't let you do it.
Well, yes, you can.
I've sworn I'll do it, and do it I will.
Aye, that's the spirit, lassie.
Oh, Charlotte, I can't let you go through with it. I admire your pluck. But don't you see? If you ride naked through the town, most people won't know who you are. But if they see me...
You?
Yes, me. Well, quite a lot of them will recognize me. They have given the miners a day off, haven't they?
No, Isabel. I've taken this job on, and I insist on going through with it.
Charlotte, take it from me. You don't send a girl on a woman's errand.
It was my idea!
It's my horse!
Ladies, I believe I've got the answer. Now, two heads are better than one, and there is no reason to suppose that cannot apply to other parts of the anatomy. Why don't you both ride Brass Beauty naked through the streets of Utterly?
Why, yes!
Aye, Brass Beauty is a fine, strong horse. There's no reason to suppose he can't carry the three of us.
No, Doctor!
Not one turned up. Right, Austin. Mass redundancies. Aye, and evictions. I gave them all a day off, so they could demonstrate their love for me. And what thanks do I get?
Bradley, if you were to lay all the people who love you end to end, as I'm sure you would like to...
Get into the hospital, Austin. Get the patients out here. Give them flags.
There are no patients, Father. We sent them on a day trip. You said you didn't want the dead and dying making the place look gloomy. Send them to Morecambe, you said, where they wouldn't be noticed.
This is Agnes Fairchild's work. This is how I'm repaid for all the good turns I've done her.
I've missed it! Which way did she go?
Where is everybody? Where have they gone?
Well, it's our Agnes, Mr. Haddock. She's made them all stop in. But you know me, I wet trousers in her house. I've come here to have a good look at it.
At what, man?
Well, I don't like to say, Mr. Haddock. Anyway, I'm not sure what posh people call it.
Tell me what you're dribbling about, or I'll throttle it out of you.
For God's sake, Father, don't throttle him. He's 50% of the cheering throng.
Oh, throng. Oh, aye. Take these flags and bloody wave them. Wave everything you've got. My God, the one day I need people who can shake it all about to get landed with George Fairchild.
Bradley, do try to keep calm, otherwise you'll never fulfill your ambition to die in bed. Not your own, of course.
Hey, George, which side of the road are we on? Well, it don't matter, does it? It does, George, if she's riding side saddle.
Damn me, you're right. There's no each way back. What is it, Austin? Find out what's exciting those two.
I can tell you that, Hardacre.
What is it, man?
How does one prepare a man for the spectacle of his two daughters riding naked on a great black stallion through the streets of his native town on the occasion of a royal visit?
What is it you're hinting at, Doctor?
Father! The royal car!
Keep calm! Keep calm, everybody! Except you two! Bustle! Cheer! Be delirious! Now, for God's sake, smile. And leave the talking to me.
What? Don't do it. Nay, Jack. I've resolved to live. I see things that seem big from down there are insignificant up here. I'll not dash my brains out. I'll use them and keep them safe and warm below Keir Hardy's cap. I've got work to do.
Well, come on now, Matt. Let's get down. I don't trust these old trust flanges.
Hey, do you know? You can see our house from up here. Oh, felt something underneath. Moving. It's going. Big Tom's going. Matt, we're both dead men. Do you know something? I worked it out to the day where this chimney'd land if it fell. Right next to Cottage Hospital.
Now, security has been at the forefront of us minds, Your Royal Highness, and you'll have noticed that we've kept the crowds well back. However, if Your Royal Highness wants to go on the royal walkabout at all, there are 2 token royal subjects available. On the other hand, if you're feeling peckish, there's a grand tea laid on up at the hall. Oh, aye, the trowel. Huh? Yeah, well, as I was saying to me young laddie here only this morning, Your Royal Highness, I bet His Royal Highness has got a whole drawer full of silver ones back at home, eh? Am I right? Yeah, I thought so. Well, you see, this is the real thing. Now, if you just very kindly do the necessary, you'll find it's simplicity itself, Your Royal Highness. There's plenty of mortar down there. All you've got to do is to get a good dollop on the old trowel, and then you spread it on the bricks, and you say, I declare this stone well and truly laid, eh?
What was that you said, Bradley?
Well and truly laid. What am I doing? I can't seem to help myself.
4231. 2468.
Just a song at twilight when the lights are low.
There is a time and place for ingratiating yourself with royalty, Doctor, and this isn't it.
Softly
I've got all we need now is Big Tom to fall on us.
Morris, if your brother Austin is at your father's right hand,
he will be,
then he goes too. You inherit everything.
Yes. An entertaining prospect. Don't you think?